Did snow monsters still exist on March 10th? They did. Some people were saying that the snow monsters were starting to melt, so I headed towards Zao in despair, but they remained almost intact and I was able to see snow monsters after all. First, the road conditions. Before sunrise, it was between -1 and +4 Celsius on the Tohaku expressway, a temperature that would trigger a frost warning alarm. There was no snow on the road until I reached the T-junction near the ropeway, but it seemed to be frozen in places. I stopped off at Adatara service area on the Tohaku expressway. This was the last restaurant, and it had a food court that was open 24 hours a day. They mainly serve noodles, but you can also choose curry or pork cutlet bowls with sauce. The restaurant on the upstairs opens from 11 a.m. Ultraman Tiga will greet you at the entrance. By the way, there stands Ultra 7 on the opposite lanes of the expressway. Apparently Subaraya Eiji was born nearby. It's 2 hours to go to the destination. At Azuma parking area, there is the last petrol station. There is a petrol station after you got off the expressway, but there is a central divider in front of the entrance. I also read a review saying that the unit price is not cheap in Yamagata prefecture, so I thought that there is not much merit to refueling after getting off the expressway. An hour and a half to go. Nanyo parking area, the last parking area. This is the last toilet break. 40 minutes to go. Leaving Yamagata Kamenoyama interchange and passing under the large Torii gate, the snow gets deeper and the slope gets steeper. I was surprised of Moreira Slope being located this far before the ropeway station. This is the slope on the lowest height of the resort, but still as much as a 3-minute drive to the main entrance. Zao Onsen Ski Resort is huge. The snow on the road has been cleared so you can drive safely, but there were several steep slopes that made me wonder what it would have been like if there had been snow left. I am very grateful to the road management staff. I came to a T-junction near the ropeway, but I passed the ropeway parking lot and went a little further as planned. I heard Kurohime parking lot is empty and has the best access to the top of Jizo Mountain, and Kurohime Quattro is empty and fast. It's about a 5-minute drive from here to the Kurohime parking lot, but I'll send you the footage uncut so that you can see the road conditions. The snow on the road had been cleared, but there were still quite a few places where snow remains, probably because there is less traffic from here on. I was driving a 4-wheel drive with studless tires, so I wasn't particularly worried, but this section still had the feeling of a snowy road. The cold wave of the last week seemed to be gone, and I was blessed with good weather this day. I had prepared all my gear, just like last month, but the moment I got out of the car I realized I didn't need a down jacket. I was wearing a long-sleeve t-shirt and jumper under my shell jacket. On this day, every time I stopped skiing, I was so hot that I had to unzip my shell jacket. I had the blue sky without a single cloud already. If snow monsters in addition, it would be fantastic. I just thought I'd reached Kurohime Slope, but it's not. It's really huge. I passed under a Mori Quattro. Above this tunnel is the Amori Giant Course. This is the Kurohime Slope parking lot. I went up next to the restaurant you can see straight ahead and skied down to the lift where I bought a ticket. The business card-sized lift ticket has an IC chip that can be read. Kurohime Quattro. Since it comes with a hood, I had given up, thinking I wouldn't be able to see the view, but the person beside me told me that I could move the hood up and leave the handrails on. It was sunny and warm, so this was much more pleasant. The trees on both sides of the lift are frozen. They're not the snow monsters, but the delicate patterns of the frozen branches are pure white and stand out against the blue sky, making them beautiful. ski down a little from the end of Quattro to the Juio Kogan station, you can transfer to the ropeway that goes to the summit. Paradise Pear Lift. The ice flowers blooming on both sides of this lift were also beautiful. Passing under this lift is the Paradise Detour course. The Xyla course for advanced skiers comes into view on the left. The end of the pear lift is the Snow Monsters field course. Utopia Pear Lift. I'll skip the first half, but the second half of this lift goes through the snow monsters. The one running below is the connecting course. The snow monsters pass right by you. The lift's end is the Snow Monsters field course. The Juio Kogan Station. Take the ropeway to the top of Jizo Mountain. Enter the car with your ski sill in your hands. Once you reach the summit station, put your skis on the rack and go up the stairs to the roof. The Snow Monsters field course on Zange starts with a sign with the number 100 and the numbers gradually decrease. I tried to avoid swaying the camera side to side, but the slope was rather steep at the top and made me go fast. There are many people laying in the middle of the course, so I have to make small turns not to gain speed. It's unsightly, so I cut out part of it. Now it's flat and I have to paddle. The person wearing pink ski wear is good at skating. Cool, isn't it? Can't go any more without paddling. This seems to be a common occurrence at this resort. No matter how much energy you have, it would never be enough. I had lunch at restaurant Kurohime. I thought if the Kurohime Slope was empty, the restaurant there would be empty as well, and they had menu of rice dishes as well as noodles. I had a hamburger steak with demi-glace sauce. It was delicious. I was full, but I'd used up all my energy, so I decided to head home early. Finally, I'll show you the way back, surrounded by walls of snow. Unlike when I came, I felt very peaceful on my way home around noon after skiing. That's all for the video. Thank you for watching.